Hi, I'm Shawn, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master.
And I'm Will.
This week, math! Previously on Roll for Adventure, what happened, Will?
There was a dead drow in the street.
How'd he get dead, Will?
He hit his head on purpose.
Scandalous. And then
A mystery is afoot.
And what mystery is that? What did you guys learn?
We learned that there is a mysterious plot forming in the bars and taverns in Undercity of the honorable city of Hayhill. How mysterious.
And as I recall, at the end of last episode, the mysterious sage Elegant sent you guys back to the city after examining the headless body of the drow that you guys did not capture alive.
I blame the cops.
Well, in all honesty, you guys never had a chance of taking that thing alive. He was going to commit suicide regardless.
I wasn't necessarily talking about just the drow. I'll blame the cops for one thing.
Fair enough. So you guys are being sent back into the honorable city of Hayhill to investigate the plot that's happening and that mysterious mark that you found on the drow's wrist. And we'll see where the story goes from there.
Plots and marks and mysteries. Oh my, it's Roll for Adventure.
So you guys go back to town, and he suggests that maybe it might be a good idea to go talk to everybody who you ran into as part of this. So
you ran into us.
You guys make the decision that you're going to go back first and talk to Rich's character.
Okay.
To Sir
Richard Grayson.
Sir Richard Grayson, Edinburgh III, the Pious.
Okay.
You're going to go track him down.
Okay.
After a 10-day ride, of which you had about enough of the gnome who won't shut up.
I mean, naturally.
You guys get back to the city. You guys track him down in the chapel and approach.
Okay. I'm going to assume you talk first.
Have you seen this symbol before?
I think I've seen it before.
So, well, for the record, you haven't.
Lying in church.
You know what? Now I'm really thinking about it.
Are you sure? Look again.
I mean, you do only have one eye.
No,
Maybe
he's
not
like
wrong.
He's like,
oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, yeah, I've never seen that. Oh, this side up. This side up.
No, I have not seen that symbol before.
Have you seen that drow before? Is he new here?
No, I don't think the drow's been around town before either.
This is really strange because I'm going to explain about the whole conspiracy. Did you know that there's a secret government coup going on? So someone has infiltrated the government and their plan, we think, is to overthrow everything. There's some sort of dark magic. At least that's what the wizard said. Is he a wizard? Is he a wizard? I don't know what he does. He's been cook. I think he's a cook, actually.
I've long wandered off.
He's been making stew for like 15 years or something like that.
I'm looking elsewhere in the church for answers because this is I'm not involved.
So do you have any information about this, or did you tell me the whole story about the other guy and all that stuff?
Yeah, I probably.
So you know, there was another guy too. There's another guy. You might have seen him before. Hold on, wait a second. I gotta find the goat girl. I'm gonna look for her.
I'm probably. Is it basically just like the single room? Is it like an office for him or whatever?
You guys are just in the sanctuary.
Well, I know, but what else is there in the church building? I want to hear as little of him as possible. So I've gone and looked for other things elsewhere. Is there anything else?
You've successfully found the church's confessional, and that's about it.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I'm going to cast a minor illusion, which I can make up to about a scream, and I'm going to have it scream his name really loud.
Okay.
So
I'm not gonna just for the record, unless you guys are in combat, I'm probably not gonna make you make checks. If you guys aren't under duress, if you have spells and magic, we're going to assume that you guys are talented enough at your craft that you can that you can pull those spells off under calm circumstances without problems. The only time I'll make you make a check is if there's a possibility where you failing might be amusing to the story.
Good to know.
So
It'd be more amusing
that's
to scream in church.
That's just how I roll. So you scream.
I don't scream.
You make the scream.
That's
you
right.
scream his name, and you just roll.
I'm gonna make it really deep and resonating too. Maybe he thinks that it's whatever god we happen to serve here.
You kind of roll your eyes,
And I make my way back over.
and you will make your way back over to him.
I just kind of give you this, like, I know,
There was another guy in the tavern. Wasn't there another guy in the tavern? What did he look like? Can you tell him what he looks like? Can you tell Sir Richard?
Grayson Edinburgh.
Grayson Edinburgh.
You know that this, through your channels of government and soldiers that you do know that this person was spotted running from the runaway princess, running away from the runaway princess.
Right. Yeah. I saw him earlier. He was chasing after the drawer, and then my men said they saw him later at the bar.
So, well, he's connected to a plot to overthrow the kingdom.
Are you sure of that?
I'm positive. I'm 100% sure that's what the wizard guy said. Is he a wizard? I don't remember. Is he a wizard? So anyway, I think. Can we borrow some cards?
No. I need more proof than just you saying it.
Well, come with us.
All right.
We got to go talk to him. But what I'm worried about is last time he ran out the back door. No, front door.
Front door of the bar, back door of the library.
That's right. He ran. No, he didn't go through my library. That was
right.
That was the guy without a head.
Although there's no way to say that the guy in the robe wouldn't have done that too. So.
It's true. He might have gone through the library. We don't know. I hope he would have been more neat. But so we should at least talk to him, right? Should we talk to him?
Yeah, we should probably find that guy since he's obviously involved.
We can talk. I don't actually know him, but I just know he's been seen around.
Well, he's conspiring to overthrow the king.
Okay. First of all, though,
Elegant said. Elegant, that's his name. Elegant.
Yeah,
wizard.
Probably. You're incredibly conspicuous. I don't want you in that bar. You're gonna scare him off. He's gonna go walk in, get one look at you, and just go right back out. And that's no fun because I hate running.
For the record, at the moment you're wearing your just cleric robes, no armor. You're just none of you are. Well, you might. You're probably wearing. What kind of armor do you tend?
Leather, like all the time.
I'm the type of person who keeps my stuff, like everything I own, on me at all times.
Yeah. So okay. So you've got your leather armor.
I don't have any armor.
Neither of you have your armor on at the moment. So
robes.
you're just cleric-y robes.
Right, but even
Scholarly robes.
But even your armor, because you're you big fancy rich person, your armor is probably incredibly standing out-ish. So. You stay here.
Well, no, what I'm thinking is he should wait by the door. So if he tries to run out, he'll be able to stop him. Because these guys seem to have a habit of running.
But he also has to go in that very door, and he'll see him standing outside.
Why doesn't he stand right outside the door and hide? And we'll say a code word. We'll hoot like an owl.
What if he's not there and he sees me outside before he comes in?
That's why
I'll make an illusion.
Or
I'll disguise you as the wolf.
Or he could just stay here and we come back.
I don't think that'll work.
Why? Please enlighten me.
Because if he decides to try to hit me or something, I'd like the big guy there.
Well, for the love of all that is good and holy, William, I'm trying to get you all together.
I know.
I know.
You can't actively resist forming the party. You're supposed to roll with it.
For the sake of moving the plot along.
I'm just gonna pretend you talk for 20 minutes about why he should be there.
I'm gonna wear you down.
I give up.
Over time.
Okay, he can come. I give up.
That's how I'm gonna win all my arguments.
All right.
If
you can't beat him with brilliance. Although in your case, you probably can.
I'm very smart.
So you guys make your way back to the runaway princess, and you decide that for the time being, it would be best for the guy that absolutely everybody knows and is super conspicuous to wait outside for a minute.
That would be me.
And that would be you. So you decide to wait outside, and the two of you walk into the runaway princess, and I have not picked a name for the tavern owner yet, so I'm taking votes.
Davis.
Anybody else?
Tavern owner?
The guy behind the bar.
The guy who was behind the bar in the first place.
MacLeod.
What's that? MacLeod?
I like that. Yeah, Mick.
Anything with Mick. I don't know if it makes me think.
Tavern.
So
Yeah.
for the record, that is spelled MacLeod.
That's what I was thinking. MacLeod.
Lug, like lug.
Two G's.
Lug. Yeah, definitely two G's.
Yes,
They
okay.
just call him Lug.
The tavern owner is MacLeod. So you walk in and you see once again MacLeod in his usual spot, serving beer behind the bar.
All right, how do you want to approach this?
Why don't? Well, I'm sure he's probably gone back to this. He probably goes back to the same spot every time, since it's like the darkest corner in the place.
Do you want to put a tack in his chair?
No, but I'll keep that in mind for next time.
So as you guys are walking, have you guys walked into the runaway princess yet?
Well, yeah, because you said we did. 'Cause we saw it.
So you walk into the runaway princess, and the place is fairly empty compared to usual. The events of the following, a few days ago has kind of subdued the population of the city, because that's the kind of thing that basically Drow shows up, face melts off.
People
are
get
talking.
scared. Yeah.
People are talking about it. People are kind of tending to stay home a little bit. So
One a day.
Done it too. That was 20 days ago.
No, 10. Because you guys rode horses, 10 days, 5 days there, 5 days back.
Oh, right, 'cause I was
10 days
walking.
on foot,
Gotcha.
5 days on
Okay.
horse.
So 10 days more back.
So, you guys walk in. The place is pretty sparse. You do not see the
figure.
the figure.
Okay.
The gentleman from before in his cloak. He's not in the bar or in the tavern. So, investigate.
Let's talk to MacLeod.
Okay.
You go talk to him. You're better with people.
Well, I was gonna say you talk to him because you're better at talking.
Oh, okay. I can talk to him. I like to talk.
All right. So
that's why. Yeah.
So you approach.
MacLeod doesn't like me, does he?
You approach. Well,
MacLeod
MacLeod
doesn't seem like the type of person
MacLeod's
who would
not
like
the
me.
type of person to walk into a library as such. So he's never met you.
MacLeod ain't got time for that fancy book learning.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So MacLeod sees you walk up to the bar. He sees you and just like, is just not pleased with the fact that you're in his tavern. And he ignores you, looks at the little guy, and says, "What can I get for you, little man?"
I need some answers.
I don't do answers, I do beer. We serve beer.
Do you have any beer with a symbol that looks like this?
Well, beer is a liquid.
No. I mean, like on the cases or something.
No.
Have you seen this around anywhere? I'm looking for a beer that looks like this.
He looks a little nervous, and he's like, "No, I don't know what that looks like. I've never seen that."
Is he
before in
lying
my
to me?
life." You can make
Can I
a
make a
perception check.
Does it be like a deception?
Perception.
Can I use deception to see if he's deceiving me?
Make a perception check. Yeah, because that's wisdom. Make a perception check.
7.
7. He does not seem to be lying.
Alright,
Although
I
he's
got
a little nervous, but you don't necessarily think for sure that he's lying to you necessarily.
Okay. I say, I will have your finest wine.
We have beer.
Your finest beer.
We have one kind of beer. You can have beer.
I'll take that.
Or you can have beer, or you can get out.
Do you have clean glasses? Can I see the glass before you pour it?
Get out.
Okay, sorry. Here, I'm gonna give him a gold. I'll have a beer.
He looks at your gold piece and just like, okay. Because for the record,
That's a lot of money for
a gold is like 3 copper pieces. So he scoops your gold piece up, pours 2 beers, chunks them down on the
I say,
table,
are you
turns around and
sure
walks
you haven't
away.
seen this symbol anywhere?
He turns around, doesn't say a thing, and just walks back into the
He
kitchen.
gives me 2?
He gives you 2 beers.
Score.
You each pick up one and start.
No, hang on. I wasn't over there with him. I was letting him handle that.
Okay, so you pick up both the
think I went
beers.
well.
What do you got your 2 beers and
I'm gonna find him.
okay, so you pick up both the beers and you go to find him.
I am looking over in the corner where they were having their meeting.
Okay. You are not finding anything of note over there.
Okay, that's kind of what I
Richard,
figured.
Sir Richard
Grayson,
Edinburgh
Edinburgh
III. You are standing outside, a little annoyed by the fact that you're there and not back at your
Definitely.
chapel doing clericy things.
Healing the sick. and all
When
that.
you notice walking down the street the dude in the black robe.
Yeah, hey, would you like to go have a beer?
You walk up to him. As soon as you,
I'm brave.
he's pretty far away from you, but as soon as you start walking towards him, he sees you and ducks into a back alley, and he's just gone.
That's why I didn't tell him. That's why we didn't bring him along.
So he's just poof gone. And what's your passive perception?
I don't think I marked that down.
Oh, we don't have anything.
Passive perception is your
Wisdom.
is 10
10.
plus your wisdom modifier.
So 13.
So, with that little number beneath your wisdom,
One.
Your wisdom is 16.
Yep.
Yep, so
So
3,
plus
so 10
5.
plus 3 is 13,
So
yeah. So
13.
we've already got that marked down. And for you,
wisdom
that's
is
negative,
very
that's
wise.
9.
Is
Okay,
20
so
the highest
can you
number
grab
of all
a,
the measurements?
can you grab
You can
a,
go higher than that, but the highest you
I'll
can
mark it
roll
down
is
on my
18.
character sheet
Okay.
later.
so you see him just, he's like, vanished. He's gone.
Did he disappear like by magic? Or he hid in the...
He's just gone. There's
Okay.
no evidence that it was a magical disappearance. He sees him walking towards you. He just disappears. And as you turn around and you walk back towards the tavern, towards your spot, and there's a couple, a man and a woman, going into the bar, and the man reaches out to push the door open for his wife, and you notice that symbol tattooed on his wrist. And he's no one of note necessarily. He's just got that symbol tattooed on his wrist. He walks in, opens the door, walks into the bar.
So I'm going to go into the bar and talk to these guys.
Okay, so you follow them into the bar. They go up, talk to MacLeod, go and sit down next to the fireplace. And
Want a beer? I have
they're
an
just
extra.
they're just a husband and a wife out having a drink at the tavern. Nothing of consequence.
Probably could have picked a better tavern.
It's extremely mysterious.
Well, the guy's a little rough around the edges, and he's not exactly the most romantic person in the world. But he wants to take his wife out for a
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
nice dinner. I mean, they're poor. That's all they can afford. But you know what? They're okay with that.
Well, I've probably taken your other beer because
Oh, okay.
I have to deal with you. I need it.
Yeah, probably.
You didn't ask. You just took.
Yeah, I just kind of.
You've already finished it.
Yeah. So then, does he come in?
So you come in and come over, sit down. MacLeod notices you from like he's starting to walk back out of the kitchen. Notices you, turns around, and walks back into the kitchen. Not interested in what's happening out here. Sends one of his other people out to tend to the bar.
So
You want a drink?
No, thank you.
I have a tab here.
No, I have wine over the church. Never mind. But I don't want beer. I saw this couple coming in, and he has that mark. Do you think we should?
Oh, who was it? Yeah, which ones were it? Which ones was it?
Go ahead.
It's the husband and wife couple sitting over there at that table. Don't stare.
I conspicuously turn around and we both like turn around and look. It's like, oh, don't.
They don't necessarily notice you guys talking.
Okay, yeah.
They're just there.
All right, well, all right. So which one of us is gonna go over and talk? Because they'll probably recognize you. You'll probably just annoy them to leave, and they'll probably just run away from me. So, I mean, what's our options here?
Well, I'm really curious about this symbol.
What? I mean,
So can I ask him about it?
I'm not gonna stop you, dude.
Okay, good.
I'm not gonna stop you.
Do you want to go? You know, like how many? Where are the exits from this room?
So the tavern is laid out as you've got the. You know, I'm gonna grab a piece of paper and just draw a picture because that's gonna.
Yay, pictures.
All right, so. The tavern. You walk in to the tavern. the bar kind of wraps around as such, like this. We've got this is our space here. This is bar. Door into the kitchen is here. Door into the stairs that go up to the rooms, because this is a whole, like, there's a tavern with
Old
beds.
school tavern,
Front door is here. Fireplace is here. There's booths. This right here is the dark corner that he was sitting at. Booths, and then tables, and then the chair. So you guys are sitting here at the booth that the drow is sitting at, corner. And the couple is sitting here in front of the fireplace, sitting down, drinking their ale, looking at each other and gazing longingly into each other's eyes.
So they're definitely not going to notice us then.
No, they are far too enraptured in their own.
I'm just thinking, do we want to like position ourselves by the door so that way they can't, if they decide to run, or if the husband decides to run, and leaving the wife.
So waitstaff, while you guys are deciding what you're gonna do, the waitstaff comes up and asks you, the waitress, and she is human, mid-20s, fairly attractive, as waitstaff tend to be, and asks you if there's anything she can get for you. She's unusually kind for the establishment, right. But she is a pleasant light in a dark place.
No, I'm good.
I still have my beer.
You still have your beer. You finished
I probably
yours.
drink pretty slowly since I'm like a child.
Yes. Since you look like you're 12, she kind of looks at you. She's like, "Aren't you a little young?"
I got a lot
of
constitution.
Fair enough.
I can hold my liquor.
Okay.
Well, she leaves. She's carrying a pitcher of water.
No, thank you. Oh, water.
Carrying a pitcher of water. You would love to. Okay, so she puts the pitcher of water down on the table, and as she reaches out her arm, you notice the same mark on her wrist. She puts the tattoo down and walks away and walks into. And she's gone before you guys.
I thought of something I want.
She comes back over. She says, "What can I get for you, honey?" What can I get for you, honey?
What can I get for you, honey?
Can you make change for a gold?
Sure. How do you want it? For the sake of moving the plot along,
I'd like a meal, whatever, just the standard meal or whatever.
Okay.
Yes.
You're in the mood. Meal. You're in the mood for bangers and mash, and she says, "Okay." She goes back into the kitchen and puts your order in.
Okay. When she comes back, I'm gonna talk to her about it.
Okay.
All right. So, if everyone currently, how many other people are in the bar besides the people at the?
There's probably 5 or 6 other people in the bar.
Do any of them have noticeable tattoos upon their wrists that we can see from our position?
From what you can see, you can't see anybody else that does, but there's one dude who's sitting at the table that you are able to spot a glimpse of his wrist, and he does not have this.
Is that on the right wrist or the left wrist?
It's on the right wrist.
I'm gonna go shake everybody's hand and introduce myself and check their wrists.
So you go out, you walk around the room and extend your hand to everybody, and no one will accept your hand. But you do notice that aside from the
worked if I was human.
The husband of the couple that walked in and the waitress. Did I say whether or not the bartender had one?
You did not say the bartender.
Did not say whether or not. Okay. So MacLeod, you don't know about him, but the husband of the couple that's sitting in front of the fireplace does. The wife does not. The waitress has a mark, but nobody else in the room does.
Okay. So I guess I'm gonna wait for the waitress to come back.
I think we should draw one on our wrist so we look just like them.
Ooh, that's a great.
That's actually not that bad of an idea.
That's a great idea.
Which one of us has a? Does any of us have a bonus in drawing?
He should.
You probably do because you probably.
I can write. Oh yeah, I can write. I know a bunch of languages.
Okay, so you probably have the exquisite penmanship necessary.
We need a pen.
Okay.
And ink.
So
I'm gonna just wait for her to come back.
Being that you're a librarian,
yes,
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you have a pen
and
an inkwell on you.
You know what? I think
I'm gonna give you that.
You know what? I have a bottle. I do. I'm looking at a bottle of black ink and quill.
All right, so you have that.
Okay. In my librarian pack. I think it was a scholar pack, actually.
A scholar pack.
Yeah.
That only makes sense. So you pull out your quill and
Do we all want tattoos?
It's probably best that we do all have them, because that way we don't have to worry about maybe like
That was a great idea.
only a couple of us getting into somewhere.
Why don't... Well, it's going to be suspicious if we don't... If we have a tattoo, we're not going to be able to ask them about the tattoo. Because then why would we...
That's true.
So why don't I draw them on you and I won't have one? That way I can go talk to them about it.
Sure, that makes sense.
yeah, give me a wisdom check.
Six.
Sounds like a great plan.
No, 5. Even better.
Sounds like a great plan. So
Why don't you make a wisdom check?
I'm thinking we honestly probably don't want to draw them right here in the bar.
No, that's also a
But,
good idea.
but that's what I'm thinking. So at least that way, it'll be very suspicious if I go up and question people about it when I in fact have one.
Sure.
yes.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna wait for the waitress because she's the one. I want.
Okay. Well, she comes back with your bangers and mash after a unfortunately long time, and puts the plate down, and
Okay.
it's cold by this point, and you take a bite, and it would be it would be delicious if you had.
While she's putting it down, I'm gonna say that's a neat tattoo. Where'd you get it?
She looks at you, drops the plate down, and leaves as fast as she possibly can. And she's gone. It all happened so quickly that she's out of the room before you guys have a chance to ask any more questions. She's just gone.
Maybe she's going to find out.
No, she's
Maybe
not.
she doesn't remember. Maybe she's gonna check a map.
I mean, it'd be helpful, but I highly doubt that's going to
I
happen.
don't think it's going to.
So what do we do about this? I mean, it seems to everyone we talk to, they just run away.
Yeah, well,
What
that's
happened to you? I
that's
mean,
that's
I
kind of
think the
how
horns would probably do it.
that's kind of how secrets work. So
I'm not really good at secrets.
gee, no wonder. So okay, one of us should probably talk to the no, because if we end up the guy with his wife, he'll just get mad and probably try to punch one of us.
I'm not going over there then.
Okay. Yeah, I got nothing. I don't think one of us should try and go into the kitchen. That'll end poorly.
I go in the kitchen.
Unless you want to go into the kitchen to complain about your food, and then we're like kind of like positioned right behind you, so if something happens, we can just kind of rush in and be like,
If
"Chow!"
I just mentioned the tattoo, the kitchen will clear up. If I guess.
That's probably a
I'm going
valid
to the
point.
kitchen.
So, are you going into the kitchen specifically to complain about your food?
That'll be my cover.
Okay, so you walk into the kitchen, and the entire kitchen staff turns and looks at you, and you say, "What's that?
Are they all big?
What's that?"
Are they all very big?
Well, they're
Everyone's speaking about
they're cooks, and there's a couple of cooks back there, and there's a handful of waitresses. The waitress that
Do I see her?
the waitress that you saw is definitely back there talking fairly like panicked to MacLeod, and you walk back there
Yeah.
and begin to complain loudly about your food.
But friendly. I'm not really a complaint. No, I couldn't help but notice my food's kind of cold, and I was wondering if maybe I could get it warmed up or something like that. I mean, that would be possible. I was trying to say something, but then you left really abruptly. You didn't actually really listen to what I had to say, and then we could have just done this up front, but now I had to come back into the kitchen. Is that okay? Am I violating any, I don't know, health codes or something?
Oh, I'm pretty sure this place is way past health codes.
So you notice while you're in there as the entire kitchen staff is just staring at you, mouth agape, and just perplexed by the little person. Do you prefer little person, short people, gnome? I don't know. Regardless,
Gnome.
they're staring at this little dude in librarian robes, complaining about the food, and just blown away. And you notice that everybody in the kitchen, including MacLeod,
Has the tattoo?
bears the mark. You notice in the back of you just catch a glimpse into the stockroom and notice that there is a barrel, wooden barrel, that has the same symbol printed on the outside of it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, oh, there's the beer. See, you do have it. I'm gonna go in there.
As you begin to walk back there, MacLeod says, "You need to leave now," and steps in between you and the back stock room.
He's probably bigger than me, right?
By a considerable amount. Everybody is bigger than you.
Is
by a
I
considerable
figured I'd
amount.
ask.
Is MacLeod a human? It sounds like a very orc name. Is he a half orc?
Nope, MacLeod is human.
Okay. I say, so where'd you get that tattoo? I'm seeing it a lot around here.
He pulls out a knife and says, "You need to leave
Uh-oh.
Okay.
now."
Can we come in and help him?
You guys don't know that he's back.
Right.
You guys have no knowledge of what's happening back there.
I'm gonna go inform them of the latest developments. Everyone back there has tattoos, and they're all very mean. I'm not sure if it's because I mentioned the tattoos or because I was in the kitchen.
Both of those not very surprising. Did he see any other way to get into the kitchen while he was back there?
No.
I also, I'm gonna tell them about the barrel, that there's something back
Yeah,
there, and if
okay.
we're looking for something that's being smuggled in, it might be being smuggled in those barrels, or it might be what's in the barrels that's being smuggled in, or maybe it's maybe there are gnomes in the barrels. How big is the barrel?
Maybe we should wait till the bar closes, come back in and check the barrel out afterwards.
That's a good idea. You make a good thief.
Wow.
They're 50-gallon barrel-ish
Oh, so they're
size.
okay.
Several gnomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, several gnomes could fit in one.
Probably a bunch of gnomes. I think I saw a gnome in there. No,
You keep thinking that. Well,
I like that idea coming back at
Yeah,
later.
that's a
when,
good
of course,
plan.
it's a bar, so I'm going to be open really late, and there are probably people sleeping upstairs, so I'll have to be sneaky. Are you sneaky? I'm not very sneaky.
I am actually very sneaky.
Oh, then you can go in.
Okay.
All right.
So
You guys leave
yeah.
and decide to come back later.
Yes.
And we're going to, for the sake of moving the plot along, because I want to get Mikel into this story as soon as I possibly can.
I am learning a lot.
I figured as much. That's why I decided to
I could
introduce
tell
you
the
later.
strategy here.
But nonetheless, I want to get Mikel in on this. So, for the sake of moving the plot along,
I'm clearly the party leader.
you guys make the plan to come back later and attempt to sneak in to the place. You guys
Yes.
decide to wait and you guys go back to the chapel and annoy the pants off of everybody. There's a couple other clerics back in there
Maybe we want to do confessionals while they're here?
who you guys
I've done nothing wrong.
you guys walk in as you're discussing your plan. There's a couple other clerics, and within about 15 minutes of you being there, the two other clerics vacate.
I'm not saying about the symbols as they're leaving.
They just ignore you completely and just
Is
leave.
there anyone else in the church? Can I check their wrists?
You do notice as you're leaving, there are a handful of there's like 3 or 4 people in there saying prayers and such. And you do notice that one of them has the mark on their wrist. And
Is it someone that he saw at the bar?
no,
Okay.
something completely different. And you guys have noticed that as you're walking through the city, you've noticed that a smattering of people have this mark on their wrist. Not a ton, maybe 5% of the gen pop has this mark on their wrist. It's a pretty small number.
So, it's a pretty small mark.
And it's a
you
pretty
wouldn't,
small
you wouldn't
mark.
necessarily notice it unless you were looking for it.
yeah, and
Which
it's
we
not,
kind of are.
And it's not necessarily made with like black ink. It's a very subtle mark. It's obviously intended to be there to identify, but subtle enough that it's not going to stand out.
Right. Okay.
It's just like a general like social stratus level of the people?
Well, you guys do know, just as a general context of the world, that marks of servitude are common on the right wrist. So that as you extend your hand to shake hands,
Right.
your mark is displayed.
Sure.
And I mean, some you know that some lords who have these servants will make these marks very obvious and very
Right.
gaudy, so that people see this and say, this person is
like
of
branding,
service.
yeah.
It's like branding. It's your world's version of branding.
And so this is a specific mark. It's a general mark of servitude, but it's a specific.
It's a specific one. There's-
donating a specific entity, person.
Exactly.
whatever. You just don't
Marks
know
of that type
Gotcha.
have a general style to them that you recognize, but each individual mark is specific to a particular lord that they are in service to. So
I'm gonna ask Sir Richard about that guy in here who has the mark, if he knows him.
you know nothing of. I mean, you have hundreds of people come through your chapel on a daily or on a weekly basis. very few of them you know on a personal level, and that guy you don't.
I don't know. All right.
So you guys make the
Can
decision.
you force people into confessionals?
He's gone by this point. So you guys make the decision to go back late at night and infiltrate the kitchen.
Worst plan.
And when you go back, you guys, the place is, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Everybody should be asleep. The runaway princess is typically shut down by 2 a.m., but it's 4 a.m. and all the lights are still burning. And there are people coming in and out of the place.
Okay.
And you make the decision that getting too close would probably be unwise at this point, and decide that you are going to go back to Elligan and report your findings.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys make the 5-day journey in a rush. You get there in maybe 3 days, because you guys are riding horses and you guys are trying to get back.
Pony Express style.
And you get back to Elligan, tie your horses, walk inside, and start to tell him. You guys walk up into the stairs, and he is intently scrambling around working on something. He's in his back. He's in a back room. He's not working on something, but he's every couple of he's running in and out, just darting around, grabbing things, and just all over the place. And you guys walk in. He's like, "Just give me 5 minutes. I'll be right out." He walks back into his back room. He's banging. There's noise. There's just it's hectic in there. And all of a sudden, the noise dies down, and you hear him say, "It's done." And he walks out of the room and says, "Okay, what can I do for you?" And he looks at you and said, "What did you find out?"
So then I tell him about the...
We're going to have the actual conversation, so just...
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, so the bar that we found the drow at, like, everyone who works there has the mark, and there's like a bunch of people in town that have the mark. I mean, like, kind of obviously, but...
How many people in town have the mark?
I don't know, like 5%?
5%?
Okay. All right.
How many about do we have any way?
You said 5%.
I did say 5%.
So that's why I said
okay.
5%.
Yes, I know.
Okay, and then
Back in character.
the incredibly annoying what's his name? Also
Dibble.
Dibs.
Shut up. Also said he saw it on
The Dib Gnome.
Also said he saw it on a barrel in the kitchen.
Yeah,
so
there's something in the kitchen. They're keeping it in the back stockroom. It's a barrel with the mark on it, and I asked him if he would bring me a drink from a barrel with the mark on it, and he said he didn't have one, so it's kind of suspicious. I think there are gnomes, but there might not be.
Did you think they're smuggling gnomes in the barrels?
That's kind of my default go-to plan if I don't have a different idea.
Fair enough. What else did you find?
I mean,
They're having some sort of meeting.
Yeah.
Looks like something is happening.
Did I tell them about the human guy too? That he ran away?
Oh, that's right. The human guy. He saw him, like I said, and then he ran away. Like I said, I told him that we shouldn't have run along, but we did because reasons. And then he ran away as soon as he saw him, which is exactly what I said would happen. So blame them.
Okay. So
Him specifically.
I'm not 100% certain what's going on, but there's something mysterious at work. We need to have an audience with the king and talk about this and warn him of something. So I need you to go back and get an audience with the king. I don't know how we're going to do that.
I got an in with the king. I'm the head librarian. I work in the palace. Well, in the library. Connected to the palace.
I'm noble.
Kind of to the palace.
Okay, so you guys
You
should
have
be able
nobility coming out the ears.
you guys should be able to get an audience with the king, not too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the king personally, but he doesn't really like me. So I can't just walk in there and get an audience with him. So
So is this one of those things where we shouldn't mention you at all when we talk to the king? Like connect you with this conspiracy that's happening? Because I'm just worried, is that going to if we bring up your name, is that going to add an element of authority to it? Or is that going to be well, if it was just my idea?
I would say don't mention me. But he knows that. How do you pronounce your name again?
Biria.
He knows Biria works for me. So that's kind of moot at this point. But you guys need to go. You need to talk to him and warn him that there's something going on and that we need some of the king's help to figure out what's happening. Because there's a great danger brewing here, and I don't really know what it is. So we got to dig deeper into this.
Solid plan.
Go get an audience with the king, see what you can do, warn him, report back to me. But you guys, I got something for you. I got something you're gonna take with you. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I've been working on something. It's great. So let me show you. He runs back into the room and he walks out and he's like, look at this! And he points to the door, and out walks this mechanical humanoid form that is just there. It's like, I haven't named him yet. I don't know. I have put as much knowledge as I can into this construct. I have put as much ability and usefulness into this thing. It's gonna be great. Take him with you and give him a field test because it's just this is my newest creation. I've never tried anything like this before, but I was looking at him and I saw all these parts and I saw all these people walking around and my brain just went, what the hell? Let's try it and see what happens. So take him with you.
I don't think we can carry him.
You can walk by himself.
He walks out here.
Is he going to slow us down? Because he's going to be slower than a horse.
He is faster than all of you.
All right, I can deal with that. So is he gonna like run beside the horses by man style?
He could easily keep up with the horses.
Okay.
Can I ride him? Like on his back?
You cannot ride him. He's not a horse. But take him with you.
No, because that would be awesome. I'm gonna start trying to plant him out a chair.
So he's got a lot of knowledge. He's got a lot of usefulness. You'll be able to make good use out of him, and he's gonna be an asset. I'm just positive this. He's gonna be an asset. So go. Audience of the king. Report back to me when you're done.
All right. I mean, we can do that, right?
Okay.
Sure.
Right? Right.
So, fade, transition.
More and more.
So, scene change, castle, exterior.
Yeah.
You guys both of you have requested with the steward of the king that you're going to get an audience with the king. And the time has come. And as you guys are walking around, you just continuously notice that there are people who have this mark. And I like just commoners in general, people around the town have it. Still, you're looking at about 5%. You walk into the court of the king, and as you get into the castle, the number of people who you see drops off drastically. You have noticed one guard who has the mark on his wrist, but that's it so far.
I'm gonna make note of that guard.
Okay.
Commit his face to memory. You probably have like a photographic memory, right?
So you recognize, you make mental note of the guard.
We'll sculpt him in clay.
Do not know the guard personally. He's just.
But is he familiar to? I mean, so if
he's not familiar to anybody. He's just a dude.
Okay,
Just a
so
guard.
he might have infiltrated. We don't know that he's really a guard.
So, people are fairly put out by you. The fact, like, you're very unusual, but your presence has been accepted in that you're arriving with the noble, the librarian, and a tiefling that everybody kind of already knows. But your presence has been, people are very wary of you.
Do you talk?
Yes, he can talk.
No, I was asking him that.
Oh.
Can I describe myself? Okay, I'm
so
6'5".
You're 6'5". Your primary
made of wood and
components are wood and stone. And it's
And magic.
it's fairly obvious that your locomotion is of magical means. You do have a little bit of an unearthly glow around your joints.
Does he have the symbol on him?
No.
I'm scared.
Good thought, though.
So like, around the joints where your neck meets your chest, around where your neck meets your head, your shoulders, every joint has just this faint glow that emanates from it, and it's made very obvious that you are a magically created construct.
All right.
But you are completely sentient, with a personality, etc.
All right.
So you guys,
My name.
you haven't been named yet.
What is it?
You are sentient enough
It
that
is.
you can pick a name if you should so
I'm
desire.
gonna pick a name.
You're gonna pick a name. You do not have to pick right this second.
I have it.
What is your
is it?
name?
Sheldon.
Sheldon.
Shelldon.
All right.
Because you're like a shell.
I like it.
That's. Yeah, all right.
That works. Sheldon.
It's intimidating.
All right, Sheldon.
It is
the
with
wrath of
You're smart though. It is
Sheldon.
with 2 L's. I wrote 2 L's there.
So with the
I didn't.
with the trip
No, you can't. You can't put a chair on me.
with the trip over, like the several day journey back to the city, you guys have definitely had enough of an opportunity to have some conversations with Shelldon, so you know his name.
We're comfortable enough that
You're comfortable enough with him that you're comfortable with his presence by
We're
this
not freaked
point.
out by the mind talking anymore.
Yes, even though everybody else is still a little uncomfortable. I don't believe you said anything necessarily yet, but you are comfortable enough with his presence.
Does the king like me? Like, does he treat me with like
Yeah.
sort of like he sort of amused whatever?
He likes you a lot. He wishes you would shut up every now and again, but he does like you.
Okay.
I mean, he actually likes Sir Richard Sir Richard Grayson Edinburgh III the Pious as well. But it's just he likes him. He's just not super happy with his penchant for wandering and his wanderlust, and his desire to go off and adventure. Because it's not the first time. I mean, he's decided he doesn't want to be a soldier anymore, but he still desires to be adventuresome and get out
Right.
into the world every now and again.
Okay.
So, you guys are waiting outside of the King's Chambers, waiting for your audience, and as I'm going through this, I'm realizing I thought I did enough prep, and I did not. There is a noble whom Rich knows. He is the... Actually, you know what? He is the steward of the king. Is standing out there, allowing people entrance, and his name is open to suggestions.
Stuart.
Stuart the Stewart.
Done and done.
Does he hate the fact that he is named Stuart?
Because everyone teases him.
Yeah.
Stewie.
We often say steward. And he doesn't know if we're saying steward or Stewart.
So the steward of the king is named Stuart. All right. So Stuart is.
You are destined to be this steward.
So for reference, there was one person who I had invited, and I'm not going to name names, but there's one person who I had invited to come and play with us that said that he was a little worried about his ability to have immersion into the world. And my thought was, if you're looking for immersion, this is the wrong place to be. So Stuart is standing out. Stuart is standing outside of.
Sounds like you should own part of the tavern.
And there's a small crowd. It's in the middle of the day where the king is, in his time of audience, where people who want to see him come before him, and Stuart is stewarding these people in and out. It comes your turn, and the doors open.
Who's talking?
I'll
say Sir Richard.
give you a second to figure that out.
Yeah, because we would want to plan this out before. We don't want
Yes.
to go into the king just like.
So you guys take 5, and
Okay.
You will have had this conversation. You guys will have had this conversation on your way over.
Right.
But I'll give you a second. I'll give you a second out of character to plan.
I don't care who talks, but I think we all kneel when he comes out.
I think that's a good idea. I think he should talk because he hates it when you talk, and you would probably just freak him out, and he doesn't know me well enough. So I think you should talk.
You know enough about the function of the court to know that when you enter the room, the king will be sitting in his chair. You do have two people who are in service of the king, so you do know that the king will be sitting on his throne with his scepter and his he's got his scepter and his ceremonial ball.
I can't remember what they're called.
I don't know what they're called.
I used to know, but I don't remember what it's called.
And generally, if the king will stand up and point his staff at you, that means he wants you killed. So,
okay. Good to know.
The staff of killing.
The staff of killing. The +1 staff of.
But he is the highest charisma.
The rod of lordly might.
The +1 staff of rod of lordly might and murderation.
Murderation.
So,
I have no problem talking, but
I think the person with the most wisdom speaks.
But he has the highest charisma for charm too.
I would say that Sir Gregory, it will be more. No, Sir Richard. Why did I say Sir Gregory? Sir Richard Grayson, Edinburgh III, should do the talking. Just because he was in the army, and he probably has a little bit more clout than a librarian when it comes to, especially things of security. I mean, if there's a real security problem, then I would think it would be better coming from him than from.
And because you were in the army, you can
Yes.
get away with saying just a little bit more and not get killed.
Right.
That's true.
So I could certainly talk about, the symbol and things like that, but I think that the idea of, kind of what we've been doing and what we're finding should come from you.
Yeah, I vote let the two guys that the king actually knows speak. That's my vote. Him talk for a little bit and then you shut him up and then you deliver the important bits.
I think you should introduce.
Okay.
And then I got your back.
Right. I think I should start because to let him whatever his name said. Sorry.
I don't remember what the king's name is, but
No.
The king.
Elegant?
Elegant. Yeah. What Elegant said about the something bad is brewing.
yeah.
Then you guys can explain all the stuff we've been having trouble with.
Okay.
okay. So, all of you, before we start, I want you to make a charisma check and tell me what the result is.
What do I roll? The 20 thing?
So you roll.
Yeah,
So Michael, you roll a
Is there a
d20.
skill in particular?
Charisma.
Charisma.
So you see what you
No, I
do
know. Well, okay.
is I'm just gonna walk Michael through this.
Like persuasion or performance?
It's gonna be.
If in case someone has a
It's gonna
specialty.
be. Well, this one is gonna be. This is going to cover your upcoming conversation with the king.
All right.
And it's going to be a persuasion check.
Okay.
So you're gonna roll a d20, Michael.
10.
You got a 10. Okay. So now you're going to add your charisma modifier.
Subtract them this
Is that the modifier?
Yeah. The little number
So -1.
-1. Okay, so
9.
So you're starting. So that you started with a 10. Your modifier makes it a 9, and
Okay.
I'm assuming.
persuasion.
I believe I did not give you
I
a
did not have that.
proficiency
Nope.
in persuasion. So your roll is a 9. So
Right.
basically, what happens is when I tell you to make a check, I have set a difficulty level in my mind. I say
Okay.
you need to hit this target, and whatever that number is, if the number what you roll plus your modifiers comes in below that, you fail. If it comes above that, you succeed.
All right. Good thing I'm not speaking.
And whether you will not know necessarily until I tell you whether or not you've succeeded
Gotcha.
or failed.
Part of your narrative.
Exactly.
Also,
I'm a 9.
I high five Stuart on the way in.
He is not impressed,
Stewie!
but he accepts your high five.
I don't even remotely care.
All right, so everybody, roll me your persuasion check.
12.
20.
Whoa!
I got an 18.
And you have a plus something, right?
I have a minus.
Oh, wow.
19?
So
That's
you're
it. So that's a
19.
natural 20.
Yeah.
Right, but he is a -1.
Minus
So
1.
he's a 19, I'm an 18.
Nice.
19,
We are
18.
The two right
Weird.
people.
All right, right.
All right.
But I don't have persuasion either.
That's
You
fine.
do, right?
No, I don't. But I'm just naturally charismatic.
Also, just something, just throwing this out there. if you roll a natural 20, that's an automatic success.
Oh,
Regardless of what the difficulty class is, if you roll a natural 20,
Even with modifiers?
which he did.
which he did. No, if you roll a natural 20, automatic success.
without modifier.
And I don't know if that's necessarily a D&D rule. I think
It's
it
a definite
is.
hit in combat.
I
I'm not sure
know-
about skills. I think.
I know, at very least, that's what I'm calling it because I'm
That's rule
DM
number
and
two.
I do what I want.
See rule number 1.
So if you roll a natural 20, it's a critical success and you just succeed regardless. If you roll a natural 1, it's a critical miss and you fail with hilarious consequences.
Yes,
So
I concur. Not that it matters.
So that's a natural 20. All right. Done. All right. So you guys,
We win.
so that you guys, the doors open and you walk into the grand hall,
Our
and there are
majesty
these
shines out.
grand
The king is like,
metal
"Oh."
pillars.
Big glow.
There's these grand marble pillars down the sides. So there's the main hall, there's the pillars, and then there's the space behind the pillars where nobles and people of the court are just kind of gathered. In front of every single pillar, there's a guard standing at attention with a spear, a shield, sword on his hilt, full plate, just guard. This dude is well protected, well cared for. The city in general is a very well defended city. The walls are high, the walls are thick, and when I say the walls are thick, I mean we're talking 20 feet thick of solid stone. There have been numerous attempts to breach the city, none of which have been successful. In the wars over the last 100 years, there have been no successful attempts to actually breach through the city. It's a very well protected city. The army, well funded, well armed, well trained. So you guys walk into this room, and all of you walk up to the king and kneel as a result of, you guys just know what the proper procedure is. You are delayed behind, what did you say your name was?
Shelldon.
Shelldon, right. So Shelldon walks up and is behind, like you guys walk 3 in front and Shelldon is walking behind you. You guys kneel, he sees you, takes a second, realizes what's going on, figures I should probably follow suit, and kneels.
Get
And
your
you guys
limbs in order.
and you have court procedure, you guys have to stay kneeled until the king
Decide if he's
permits
gonna
you
kill
to
us or
rise.
Right.
What do I have to roll to make sure my knee doesn't fall asleep?
You're good.
He wouldn't kill us head librarian. I don't think that.
So, the king calls out, "Dib, rise."
Oh.
Calls you up, calls us specific by name.
Wow.
Stands up, which is very unusual for the king. He typically stays and points at Shelldon and says, "What is that
Oh,
thing?"
it's a gift. Into
From whom?
Elegant. See,
Oh,
What?
man.
What is that thing doing in my court?
well, you see, it's kind of a long story, and the plan was that I was going to introduce.
Make it short for me.
I'm gonna pull out the symbol.
I really like you, but shut up.
I pull out the symbol.
Make it.
I say, we've been following around people. We've noticed that a small percentage of people in our town have this symbol tattooed on them, on their wrists. And there's been some strange events surrounding people with the symbol. I don't know if you heard about the drow thing that happened. This is at this point, like 15 years ago.
Oh, man.
Silence,
Oh, God.
Sir Richard.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to bow again.
What is going on?
But Elegant thinks it says he knows what the symbol means. I think, but he says there's some mystery going on in town, that something is brewing, that he thinks maybe even like a war coming up or something.
We haven't had a war in 10 years. Our troops have been able to maintain peace on our peninsula For 10 years.
Yeah, but they're getting sloppy and lackadaisical, so something is...
And this is
something
your
brewing.
professional opinion? You
No,
haven't
no.
been a soldier in my army
This is
for
elegance.
a long time.
This is elegance thoughts.
What on earth do I care about what that crazy old hermit has to say?
Because he's in touch with the people.
You, Typhon, rise.
Yo,
You're the one who carried that drow out of my city the other day, are you not?
yep, you're welcome.
Its head melted off in my streets, and my citizens are frightened. Your presence in this city is a bane.
Well,
What on earth are you doing here?
okay. So I don't know what they... Just forget what they said. So there's a bunch of people in town with these marks on them, and Elegant, since apparently we're using his name even though we were explicitly told not to, thinks that there's some sort of big kind of revolution deal building, and there's a bunch of people like down in the kind of, you know, the lower areas and this kind of shady areas, and there's like caskets with it on it, and it's bad news is on the way. That's kind of the professional opinion. I agree. They agree.
How exactly do you... Can you present me some evidence to say what should I be concerned about? We've had peace for 10 years. No one has even opposed my
Raise my hand.
city.
For when he's done.
What?
We're
Keep it
concerned.
short, please.
We're concerned for your safety.
Why? What evidence can you present me that I should be worried?
The drow that we chased,
The one whose head melted off.
yes, he dressed up my library and I chased him. And after his head finished melting, he had this symbol on his person, on this sheet of parchment, and on his wrist. So we started investigating what the symbol is. It's a symbol of servitude to something. We don't know what. So we've been trying to figure this out, and it seems that there's been a growing number of people in your kingdom who have this symbol. So what we did was we were talking to Elegant, who was also concerned about this symbol, and he asked us to have an audience with you so you were aware that it was happening, because we all fear that this kingdom might be in danger.
Thing, rise. What are you?
This is going to be a little weird.
Yeah, just a heads up.
I am a construct created by Elegant.
Like just taken aback by.
Oh no.
I mean, we did kind of warn you, dude.
We did tell you.
He looks over at his
What's that mean?
Don't worry about that.
alignment. Okay, so alignment. I'm gonna give you the brief overview on alignment. Is you are lawful neutral is what that means. There are if you think of the alignment as a grid, the top row is lawful. The middle row is neutral, and the bottom row is chaotic. Evil.
Well,
so lawful, neutral,
and
evil, and then the columns from side to side are good.
It's good. It's lawful, neutral, chaotic, and good, neutral, evil.
Yeah. So lawful. Okay.
Okay, so basically,
All right,
the lawful characters
hold
are
on.
concerned with order.
So
but you can be a lawful good, which means you're concerned with doing good things. If you're lawful evil, you're using law to benefit yourself.
I'm going to explain this in the way that I know he's going to understand it. So you've got good, neutral, evil, from top to bottom.
Yep.
Lawful, neutral, chaotic. So if you are lawful good, that's basically like Superman, where your morals are concerned with the law, and you are concerned with doing what's right and what's just. If you are
Neutral good?
if you are on the opposite end of the spectrum, you are chaotic evil,
Chaotic neutral for
and
me.
that's effectively like
The Joker.
the Joker, where
Yeah.
you're concerned, you're motivated by evil, you're motivated by being completely chaotic and just doing whatever you can to mess up the system. Those are the two opposite ends of the spectrum. Your alignment is lawful neutral, so you are concerned with doing what's right, you are concerned with the law and order, but your alignment, you're not necessarily good, you're not necessarily evil. You've been programmed by somebody who's lawful good, so you're more likely to do things that are right for the sake of doing things that are right, but your personal alignment is just, you're not necessarily good or evil.
Indifferent.
You're indifferent as far as good or evil, but you want to do
You're
what's
very much
right.
law.
You're concerned with the law and the way you're programmed. So
Right, because if there were a morally ambiguous thing, if you catch a thief who is stealing to feed their family, a chaotic good person would say, that's fine, because I'm concerned with good, not law. A lawful good person would say, you broke the... Or a lawful good person would say, would be torn, would say, okay, I can see why you did that because you're good, but I'm also lawful, therefore I'm torn. Whereas a lawful neutral person would say, you broke the law, you go to jail, regardless of... the circumstances, the reasons,
Exactly.
because the law is what's important.
correct. So that's what that means. That's your
Okay.
alignment. And at some point, probably after we're done playing, I'll show you a little graphic that will explain that in a much better way.
So my guy's chaotic good, so he's concerned with doing the right thing, even if it's against the law is kind of secondary to doing the right thing.
Gotcha.
And I'm chaotic neutral, which is basically like I'm kind of only worried about myself.
Yes.
yeah.
Understandably so.
I'm neutral good, so I don't care about the law.
All right.
Not that you don't care, just it's not as
That's
important to you as
what
doing
is
the right thing.
Yes.
Right.
You're more concerned with doing the right thing than anything else.
Right.
Doing what's right is more important than doing what the law says.
Gotcha.
Okay. So
All right. Back to the.
so he is
So
noticeably concerned by what just happened, and sits back down and says, I will set my chief inquisitor into looking into this, but that's all you get. Now get out, all of you, now.
All right. I guess I'm leaving it.
Yeah, that's not really something that you want to say no to. So I easily stand up
Okay.
and leave in a very
I
rushed
think that went
fashion.
rather well.
Okay, so you guys, stand on ceremony, bow, go through the whole leaving procedure, and leave. You follow. Just Shelldon follows, just a hair behind everybody else as you observe what's going on, but following through the motions because you figure you should follow suit. And you guys walk out.